Hey, this is Nicole Kelly, host of Disarming Disability. Thanks for listening to the following show on Public House Media.
Hello, my friend. It's Julianne Condia, the host of Rewritten. I hope that you are finding joy in this week. I've got to be honest with you. My heart feels so heavy. Just navigating this season, and I have some friends that are just going through some really hard times, and my heart just feels at capacity. You know what I mean? And so right now I'm sitting outside. I'm looking at some palm trees. I'm looking at beautiful flowers. I'm watching Wyatt in the yard run around and sniff and be free and happy. And sometimes you just have got to sit in it, sit in the suck, sit in the feelings. I definitely am someone that just wants to push through and not allow myself to feel down. And that's not necessarily healthy either. Life is beautiful. Life is a mess sometimes. And I just think being able to allow yourself to just feel is really, really important. I heard this quote the other day, and it really has just stuck with me. And it is, if you do not come from a successful family can come from you. And I think that's a really important quote to have, especially with how I feel right now with, I have a specific friend who just lost a parent, and she lost a parent to addiction. And I just, as I was FaceTiming her and just sitting with her as much as I could, I just looked at her and just couldn't help but think how much of a chain breaker she is. That she's choosing something different, a different path for her life and for her family, and choosing to be a different kind of mom, the mom she wished she had. And I think, too, when it comes with addiction or other things, is that that's not what makes a person bad. And sometimes that can be conflicting. I grew up with addiction in my family, and that doesn't mean you don't love that person. It's just that you don't love that the actions that they decided on. And so as you're navigating life, I want you to think about that, is that if I don't come from a healthy family can come from me. If I didn't come from a present family can come from me. If I did not come from a financially fit family can come from me. If I didn't come from a positive family can come from me. Maybe you came from pessimism, worry, addiction, struggle. You get to rewrite that. You get to decide the chains that you break. You get to decide what kind of future you have and how you have a perspective that will grow you. And so it's interesting, my friend who's experiencing grief right now and confusion and hard, right? One, her ability to look into hope and faith is just so inspiring. It is so inspiring to be able to see someone who is hurting, to know where her foundation is, and also for someone to just be super grateful based on the choices she wants to make. And I just think that's beautiful. I think that's just so incredibly wonderful, of seeing a hard situation in season and knowing that there's something to come from it. And I don't know if a lot of people have that type of mindset. Yeah, friend, I just want to sit here with you right now. My heart is hurting, and there's just the pandemic and everything going on. And then just seeing people I love go through the hard. I'm just sitting here. And that's important too. And it's just amazing to be able to see a perspective as well, that this won't last forever, even if it feels like it. But I think it's important to still sit and still have hope and to know that this season is here to grow your heart and love and compassion and vision, that you get to decide on what you want things to look like. And it takes moments like this to have that reality check. It won't last forever, even if it feels like it might. It won't. Rewritten is a space to help you realize your limitless potential, to help you rewrite your story. And in order to do that, you've got to sit. You've got to reflect. You've got to look back, blame it for the good, not just the bad. And see your season as one that will change. Seasons change. Maybe you're in an easy season right now. Most likely that won't stay there forever, right? You'll transition into a hard season, but know that hard season isn't going to last either. And your perspective on life and how you live is everything. But don't forget to just sit, because sometimes we don't allow ourselves to process, and we bulldoze through feelings and we suppress them, and that's not healthy either. So with Rewritten, I am sharing a lot of business advice, goal advice, future advice, lessons I've learned. And I think it's important for you to see me just sitting here going, it's hard. It's hard to feel these things. It's my heart feels at capacity, feels tired, but it also feels extremely hopeful and extremely grateful. And I am so thankful for these times, even if they are hard and difficult to navigate. Rewritten is your choice. And thank you so much for choosing this podcast and just leaning in and just knowing that you can do and be anyone you want. And there isn't cutting corners. That's just not going to happen. And it takes you to just have patience and trust. As you continue to grow and learn, you'll shift your perspective. You'll be more positive. You'll be more optimistic. And maybe you'll forgive quicker. And you just know that these moments are so important to what is to come next. Thanks for tuning in to Rewritten. If you could screenshot this, upload it, tag it, share it with a friend. I just so appreciate it. And I just know this season is hard for a lot of people. And, being in shelter in place and just pretty much the economy shutting down, the world shutting down, plans changing, being canceled, the unknowns, the uncertainty is heavy. That's a lot. That's a lot, especially if you had expectations for how you thought 2020 would be. I just hope that you just know that this won't last forever. And I definitely want to look back and shelter in place and just remember the times I showed up for people and that I showed up for myself, even when I wasn't feeling myself or I wasn't feeling my absolute best, that I was intentional with building relationships and building my dreams an inch at a time, a thought at a time, a lesson at a time. Thank you so much. Until next time.